that's basically
Uyghurs.
The Uyghurs.
Uyghurs. Don't say Uyghurs. That sounds.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry, I pronounced it wrong, but you know what I'm talking about. It's a Muslim population.
I didn't know.
Can you spell it?
Well, it's a Muslim population. Basically, it's being used for slave labor. We don't have a problem with that as long as we can get our iPhones a little bit cheaper. That's cool. But the idea, there's a small town from where I live. Within the last 50 years, it went from a vibrant little town to losing 3 factories and it's become basically a crap hole. Because there's no work. People's running around working at gas stations, working at Walmart. And while they're sitting there doing that, the town's going to hell. When I lived down in North Carolina, the textile industry in the early 80s was just taken out. These was hundreds of people. Now, we have all this concern, but since the 80s, as we've allowed multinational corporations to gut our working families, no one cared about them. I'm still making a good living. Joe, he lost his job down at Black & Decker. Well, you know, good luck, Joe. I'm going to keep buying this cheap stuff, and I'm going to make my money go as far as I can while you get gutted. And while the multinationals send everything offshore looking for the cheapest, I worked for a Fortune 100 company. We had a decision one time to go into Asia and start trying to acquire market share. We could either put our plant in Australia or we could have put it in Indonesia. We put it in Australia because we didn't face the environmental controls. We could expose the workers whatever we wanted to. We could dump the crap right in the waters. Australia, you couldn't do that. So guess what? They put it in Indonesia for those factors. They didn't face any kind of environmental controls. They could expose their workers and, hey, sorry you got cancer, but good luck. Come on in, Joe. You're taking this place.
I don't know what you're saying right now. Are you guys following this?
No,
I got an answer for him. I do have an answer for him. I know the reason why he feels that way. This is exactly what has allowed Donald Trump to actually come into power. So you have to take a bit of a look into history. So we've been here before. So in the late 1800, you had Carnegie and the Rockefellers, right? So they were able to monopolize the industry, and therefore nobody else could come into the market. So after that, you had the Great Depression, and following that Great Depression, then you had the New Deal, which meant that corporations were split up, and the corporation tax was 40%, somewhere around there, 40 or 45%, somewhere around there. And then also wealth tax, which was 90%. So after a certain bracket, you have to pay much as 90% of it. So which was very, very high. So that led to after the Second World War, everything was decimated, well, especially in Europe, but America wasn't touched by it. So what led to the 1950s? One second. Between 1950 and 1970, you had a booming middle class because there were factories and so forth, less automations and so forth. Therefore, it required people to work in factories. That meant also education. Government, with the taxes and so forth, they were able to educate people, which uplifted the people at the bottom and then into the middle class. So you had a booming world. So the vision that you have, it is of that 1950s and 1960s vision. And this is what Donald Trump is also seeing that. But the world has shifted.
And black
even if the factories are being more productive in terms of employment and labor, that has been going down. And the reason is actually because of automation and so forth. So even if you get factories back into the United States, they're going to be new factories with much more sophisticated automation. So in terms of people going to work